Welcome to the 2018 Finance Cup. This year's event is hosted at the picturesque venue of the Lagardère Racing Club, just a stone's throw away from Roland Garros. And as intense as the competition at the French Open might be this year, it might be just as fierce here at the 4th edition of the Finance Cup. I had an opportunity to sit down with the founders of this event, Team USA captain Jeff Appel and Team Europe captain David Anving. Jeff, David, congratulations on the growth of the Finance Cup. Here we are in this beautiful club in Paris in the 4th year. Jeff, how did it all come about?
David reached out to me, so we decided that we should get together and meet. And the most convenient was I was coming over to Paris in a month to the French Open to watch Frances Tiafoe in his first French Open. He was 17, so David came and met me in Paris.
David, what appealed to you about this project?
We had a similar kind of group in London, probably a little bit less organized. And therefore I reached out to Jeff and said, hey, we should do some kind of Ryder Cup between Europe and US finance communities. And I'm very good friends with Christopher Gardell, who's a European activist investor. So we thought that would be a cool kind of matchup to have a Ryder Cup between the two finance communities.
Jeff, why does there seem to be such a connection between finance and tennis?
I think there's a lot of highly competitive people in both fields, so there's an overlap, and people that play the sport as well as were able to do well in their educational pursuits at the same time, in general, have a higher propensity of success.
David, why do you feel that there are so many tennis players that go into finance and also so many people in finance that appreciate and have a real love and passion for the sport of tennis?
In the business world, or also the tennis world, you have the same situations. And also in the business world, of course, you're in a team setting, but you're also on your own, and you want to make your own career. I think that the fact that it's an individual sport, I think it's probably helpful in that sense, because you got to be proactive on your own. And I think a tennis career, people who play satellites or futures these days, that's kind of running your own business and running your own career much more than being part of a team in one of the team sports. So
you guys switch off hosting. Europe is hosting this year, and you've chosen a fabulous location. Why?
This is the second time we're doing it in Europe, and since we did it at Wimbledon last time, the other major in Europe is obviously the French Open. So I think this is the best club for tennis in Paris. So yeah, so perfect time here in the French Open.
Jeff, we have a very exciting weekend in front of us, highly competitive. This event has really grown. Walk us through the format and what we can expect.
There's 4 age groups: open level, 35 and over, 45 and over, and 55 and over. There's great competition and there's great camaraderie, both from the American side and from the European side.
Congratulations on everything you guys have done, and good luck for a great weekend, competitive, fun, and hope all your goals come through.
Thank you. Thanks, bud.
One of the main themes and goals of the Finance Cup is to help tennis players transition to the finance world. Let's take a closer look at some of those success stories.
Yeah, so I've played the Finance Cup every year since it was created. Like the first round in New York back in 2015. That's also the year I started working in finance. Towards the end of my career, I had basically 2 options: either like coach or work for a brand in the world of tennis, and that's not what I aspired to do, and I always had that interest in finance. So I stopped playing professionally in 2012 and got my MBA in France at HEC, and I was trying to make my transition into finance, and that's when I met Jeff from the American team, and he's helped me with a few contacts, and that led to me getting some interviews. And then on the European team, David Anving also helped me out in London.
So I played tennis for about 4 years on tour. I got injured, and I knew that tennis professionally is only so much of your life, and I thought it was a good time to get out and pursue a different career. I was at a good age, and Jeff did a great job when I moved to the city, helping meeting people, and it was an easy transition with the tennis connection, and they're really helpful, and they always want to help you succeed.
Now, hopefully, I will be in a position in a couple of years to help other guys who try to make that transition from professional tennis into the world of finance.
The Finance Cup also welcomes many familiar faces and business headliners, including Bill Ackman, James Reynolds, Rob Poley, Walter Dallaire, and Christopher Gardell.
Team Europe co-captain Christer Gardell is Europe's largest and most feared activist investor.
I'm a basketball player. That was my game when I was growing up. But now I probably play more tennis than these guys. And I think it's great to be in the community and meet the guys. They're great guys. You know, obviously the senior guys like myself could provide opportunities for the younger guys. And I think it's, you know, you get to know people. And the most important thing in business is, you know, is to know people you do business with. I won the last 2 years, and my expectation is to beat Jeff Appel tomorrow.
Well, the anticipation has been building, but now's when it really counts. Let's take a look at match day.
A very warm welcome, and we're very excited to have a fantastic Team USA. I saw you guys publish the lineups about 2 months ago, and it caused actually Subin Irani, who's here. He signed up to Tennis Academy that same afternoon and has lost 7 kilos since then. The trophy's been worked on for 3 weeks. It's been very, very expensive, so even though if you don't like it, please say you do like it. Especially to Christer, because he's the one paying for it. And yeah, let the best team win and have fun. So, and again, welcome.
It's good to get the team off to a good start. You're always a little bit conscious of the fact you're on first. You know, you can either give them a good start or an indifferent start. So it's good to get one on the board, and hopefully there's a few more to follow.
And in the third set again, new balls helped us, you know, especially with his big serve. So it was a tough one.
We both played college tennis, and it's good to get back in the team environment and atmosphere. And I'm just happy to kind of help the team out getting the board.
Was not expecting to play that well, so you know these guys played great today. So we had to actually bring our best game.
Well, I played with Jeff quite a few times, so I knew that it couldn't get any worse. It only had to get better from the first set, so 1 point at a time, and we got better, and he played a lot better.
You know, a lot of great tennis players out there, and on any given day, anything can happen. But we got to move in a little bit, and got my legs going, and took care of business.
quite fun.
That was good.
That was what we came here for. The second set, the other team got on fire, and we just needed to stay in the match and get an opportunity. And we were lucky enough to get a couple opportunities and convert.
But it's been just a fantastic experience, and I can't say much about it. I mean, I'm just amazed to be back in tennis and enjoying myself very much.
Team USA captain Jeff Appel has deemed these two former world #1s the dream team. Let's hear from them. Richie Obi, obviously you accomplished so much in tennis and now you've segued and transitioned to a life in finance. What appealed to you about playing in this event, Richie?
You know, it's the way, I think the older you get, the further away you get from tennis, you kind of appreciate and you know, you remember all the good times with all the tennis guys, and for me, I think that was it. And as I've now been in the finance world for like 18 years, I've gotten to know some of these other guys who were all good college players. Some of them played on the tour, some of them didn't. But it's a fun group, and it's just kind of a good time.
Alex, you've been to the pinnacle of the sport. You won the doubles at the US Open. Now you're involved in finance and banking in Texas. What appealed to you about playing in this event?
You know, for me, it's a great opportunity to meet some guys, make some connections, learn a little more on my job, and also to play some tennis. I hadn't played a lot of tennis recently, and to get a chance to hang out with this guy and play a little tennis is always fun. And so, you know, it makes it kind of a great combination. And Paris isn't a terrible place to set up shop and hang out. So kind of a great combination of everything.
Why do you guys believe that there are so many tennis players that go into finance?
Certain people respect the fact that people have been athletes, and they understand the hard work that goes into it. I think it's that. I think there are a lot of parallels, hard work, correlation between hard work and success. I think they realize that they've got somebody who has a work ethic.
I'm really enjoying working in the banking business and enjoy trying to grow this bank right now and look at it as another challenge. I'm at the bottom of the totem pole once again and just trying to kind of work my way back up and see if I can, you know, establish a name for myself in another area. So that part to me is really appealing.
Richie, this is your third time playing the Finance Cup. What are your expectations for this year's version?
I've learned the last couple of years, these guys are all very good. Some of them play a bunch of tournaments and they're out there kind of doing what we did quite a few years ago, and so you think, well, I played the French Open, played Wimbledon, I should be able to go out there and beat these guys, and they're quite good. So I have no expectations. I just want to have fun.
Incredibly intense action so far in the 2018 Finance Cup. The first round just completed with Team USA up 4-1, but all very competitive matches. Second round just starting, show courts A and B. You got Sonati and Walter playing very well early on against Graydon Oliver and Kevin Kim. Here you have Anderson and Tintori against the Dream Team, Alex O'Brien and Richie Renenberg, as Team Europe looks to mount a charge.
We felt good today out there. Started pretty strong, held serve and broke them early, and we just got a good rhythm.
Yeah, it's good. We've been, practicing a bit and pretty pumped up, so it's nice to contribute to this one.
It really feels good to be part of this team. It's a great group of guys, and I'm enjoying it a lot.
Tough match. Don't know how these guys play, you know, so we're South Africans, but we have never played before.
We're 50 years plus and it's the first time we played together. He made a fantastic save on a big point with an angle, and then I was fortunate enough to keep holding my serve. I think that helped us on the return side.
Nice shot, Richie. Richie!
Those guys were good. I mean, I felt like I never really felt comfortable. I felt like it could have easily gone their way with about the same scoreline, so I feel pretty lucky.
We got lucky on a few big points, and that was the difference in the match.
Come on, baby!
Oh, it was a good match. You know, we got out ahead, just squeaked by the first set, 7-6. Went down 6-2 in the second, and then rallied.
Yeah.
And I was serving well, which made me feel good.
This guy won the match. That ended up helping us get a lot more confidence. In the third set, we got on top of them and we never looked back.
With the win, Ackman and Cantor clinched the Finance Cup for Team USA. But with 3 matches left, there was plenty of pride still on the line.
You know, we started out the set, first set, these guys came out tearing us up. We went down 4-0, we tried to battle back, they took out the set, and we were able to recover in the second. And we had such a good match that we decided to call it a draw for the third. Everybody goes home happy.
Yeah,
So it was great.
It's a tale of two cities. They played great the first set, we played great the second set, so why should there be a loser? Everyone wins. Everybody wins.
And I'm happy because last year I got 1 game off him. This year I got a set.
I think
so that's an improvement. I'm very happy.
The difference was me. That was the X factor. The difference was me.
Yeah, imagine what happens next year.
Yes.
He was fantastic. He carried me the whole way.
Tough fight back. We started off so slow. We were down 2 breaks after about 5 minutes. We were down 3-0 and it looked like we were going to be in the locker room after about an hour.
We all love to play tennis, that's why we're here, so it was fantastic. Regardless of the score overall, we wanted to win, get a point on the board for the lads.
And Team USA are the 2018 Finance Cup champions. Let's hear from the captains.
I think it was a battle. We won a bunch of matches in 3 sets, and in a tennis match things can go either way, and want to thank David and our hosts for creating a great event this year, and look forward to next year in the United States.
A lot of players this year, even more than last year's. We're 56 players, so yeah, match was very close. Unfortunately, we ended up losing a couple of the close ones, but yeah, it was a lot of fun. We come back strong though.
After a hard-fought day on the courts, both teams gathered at Le Arc for the closing dinner, party, and trophy ceremony.
We are happy to give out the trophy to Team USA.
I would like to give a gift to Walter Dolar, who was injured and still came and represented. The next 2 gifts I'd like to give to Alex O'Brien and Richie Renenberg.
Welcome here to the dinner. Since I'm speaking now, it's not all about winning. I'm representing the European team here. It's about a lot of other things, and we're going to experience a lot here tonight. So, welcome to this dinner. And Jessica and Sophie, you work for Christer day and night at lots of events throughout the year. We were in Austria here a few days ago, and now we're here in Paris. So thank you very much for this, and you are relentless in organizing this. And now we come to the man who makes this evening possible, and this whole event, the courts, everything, because we need some financial backing, and we know that from the financial community. And there's no asset behind it, it's just pure liquidity, and it's Christer Gardell. We're always looking for financial backers, and in the case of Christer, it's very, very easy to find him because tennis is his passion. Thank you very much for making this possible. You've been great here financing this whole, no, not financing, providing liquidity for this whole event. And we hope that you do that in the future. And Jeff, you're amazing. Thank you very much for the dedication. You're huge in US tennis, and we wish you a good future, because your future is our future. So thank you very much for that. I almost forgot the main person on our team. He didn't play tennis today, and it's David Anving. And then a small thank you to myself for giving this speech.
Jan told me that he wanted the last word. So in a brash American way, I asked him for the microphone. So first I want to thank everyone for an incredible, incredible day of super competitive tennis. Yes, the Americans did win this time, but there were, how many 3-set matches were there today? It's got to be very depressing to be a European today. But no, incredibly competitive tennis. So thank you so much. David, for an amazing organization of an event. And each year I think the event gets elevated, it becomes better and better. And because we're competitive, next year will be even better. Thank you on behalf of everyone. And then lastly, we have to talk about Jeff. And Jeff is a special man, we all know this. And only a Jeff could get something like this moving. And if you think about it, we took 25 Americans or something like that, brought them to Paris for 3 days during a work week. And families came, and I saw kids. It's now 4 years. To me, that's a tradition. And I hope this becomes a 100-year tradition. So thanks to everyone, and let's have a great dinner.
Team USA now leads the overall head-to-head 3-1, with the 2019 Finance Cup to be played on US soil. Stay tuned for another heated battle.